Hey friends, thanks so much for tuning in. You know how much I appreciate it, and I just have to tell you guys how much I love you. You guys are really what keeps my blood coursing through my veins, because as I've said so many times in the past, you know, when you're in the business of telling the truth, not only do you have to compartmentalize your life to keep your sanity, you have to pick your battles, because day to day, you know, we all can't go out into our neighborhoods and to our jobs if we want to keep friends and if we want to keep employment and speak hardcore truth, because the sheeple people among us, they just won't accept it. And as I've said so many times before, you have to choose to want to wake up. We can't make our friends, neighbors, and colleagues wake up. They have to want to choose to wake up. And when they begin the exploration for truth and they discover the truth, surely but surely they do wake up, and it takes some people much longer than others. But you know, I just want to mention a couple of things here. I want to show you guys some video, and this screen-o-matic capture is a bit new to me, so I'm going to plug and unplug my head so that I think you can hear the video I'm going to play, and then to get better audio quality I'll plug back in. But I just want to mention the fact that that Oli Damagard video I did, I gave an innocuous title on purpose just to see if we could trick YouTube into allowing it to be monetized. And the headline I picked, the title I picked was, "This interview was recorded 2 days before the London Bridge attack," which was true. But I didn't mention false flag, I didn't mention New World Order, I didn't mention, you know, anything like that. It got 175,000 views in the last 24 hours, and of course it was immediately demonetized by YouTube as being advertiser unfriendly, not advertiser friendly. Now, as you guys know, Fox's Lucifer has absolutely no problem whatsoever getting advertising from corporate sponsors, the likes of which probably include insurance companies and fast food restaurants. And those companies have absolutely no problem with Lucifer as being offensive content. And it's clearly extremely offensive to Christians. You get the idea. So we're under attack by the mainstream media, we're under attack by the mainstream Mockingbird news media, and we're under attack by YouTube and Google. Things haven't changed. So again, I want to thank my patrons so very much, because you make this content possible. You made the Oli Damagard interview possible, because I knew that wouldn't be monetized, and it wasn't. There's the proof. 175,000 views, guys. That's worth about $1,000 had they monetized it. But they won't, because they don't want challenging content. They don't want any narrative that is contrary to the State Department or official New World Order talking points out there. They don't want it. So they're trying to disincentivize truth. And to that extent, I want to say that they took down PK Truth's channel today, I heard. Right? So they can take us down in the middle of the night without warrant, without cause, and without recourse. For we, the producers of these videos and this content, people that produce channels and build these channels, you have no recourse when Big Brother comes after you and targets your channel and just takes it down. So I just want to let you guys know that should they ever take this channel down, you can find me at sgtreport.com, my website, which they cannot take down. And if I have to build a new channel, I will. But I just want to say and show you guys a couple of things, because it's just so very important. In this interview with Oli, I mentioned at the 1 hour mark the Polish plane crash that was used as cover to extinguish or assassinate the entire Polish government, including top military officials, back in 2010. Now, that particular Polish government and that particular Polish president stood in defiance of the European Union and the New World Order, including the Rothschild Central Bank. And I'm telling you that if you look at this footage from my video that I published on May 7th, 2010, right here, Polish plane crash, digitally enhanced proof, humanity at war, with the bankers, you will discover the truth about that horrible, horrible incident in which that plane went down, and somebody rushed to the scene and videotaped the fact that there were no bodies. There were no 90-some people there from the government and the military. There was only the crew. And a hit team came in and extinguished the crew. Now, I have a very important update I want to share with you guys that was brought to my attention today. And this is very, very shocking to me, because this was just released on June 4th, 2017. So very, very pertinent information that when I produced the video and the interview with Oli and I mentioned that Polish plane crash, I had no idea that this ongoing investigation in Poland had cut to the core and actually was starting to threaten the New World Order with hardcore truth. Now, This woman, some member of the government says we were able to identify 96 of 96 people perished in that crash, and their families were able to have proper burial of their loved ones. I'm going to unplug here.
I rodzina mogła urządzić im pogrzeby, wiedząc, że pochowali swoich najbliższych. Jak wygląda prawda?
So what is the truth?
W trumnie ze zwłokami generała Bronisława Kwiatkowskiego
There were body parts of 7 other people in the general's coffin. The prosecutor's office confirmed the information previously provided by the family of the former operational commander of the armed forces who perished at Smolsny. Today's Fox informs that there are remains of 4 other bodies in the coffin, a former Special Forces Commander General.
Którzy tutaj najgłośniej się domagają tego, żeby sformułował swoją ocenę zdarzeń, byliby być może bardzo rozczarowani tym, jak wygląda.
I'm going to pause it right there and plug back in. This is so outrageous, it makes my blood boil. But again, guys, as you know, political assassinations are not beyond the realm with these people. Just look at the Seth Rich case. That was a political assassination, and all roads lead to the DNC. And when I say the DNC, I'm talking about the highest levels of the DNC. People like Debbie Wasserman Schultz, John Podesta, and Hillary Clinton. These people, and remember, Hillary Clinton is friends with the Rothschilds and benefited during the campaign from fundraising events held by Lady Rothschild. Now, if you think the plane crash in Smolensk, if I'm saying that correct, is anything less than a political assassination or cover for the entire extinguishment of the Polish government that stood in defiance of the EU, I ask you, watch this video, Shocking Information from Poland. It's just absolutely stunning, and I didn't even realize that this ongoing investigation and outrage from the families of those lost in that plane crash in Poland, they have many questions, and their questions are not being answered, just like the 9/11 families, who had many questions, and those questions were never answered. You know why? Because the government cannot answer those questions. They try to paper over it with money or bribes, or by threatening witnesses, by threatening family members into silence. This is the way of the New World Order. This is the way of, well, you know what? That's why I'm titling this video, Puppy Dogs, Lollipops, and Unicorns. Because it's the only way I can get YouTube to even potentially let this information play for people without it being outright banned, without it being called adult content. Because YouTube doesn't want truth. And that leads me to the London PSYOP busted wide open by BP Earthwatch. And I guess I don't have to play audio here because all that's on this is a soundtrack. But I think this is very important. And let's just ask YouTube this question. When the terrorists were shot, and right now BP Earthwatch has these 3 potential or alleged terrorists circled here. I want you to take a very close look at the man here circled in the front there with the camouflage pants, the receding hairline, and the red hair. Number 1, that's number 1. Number 2, I want you to ask yourselves, in what twilight zone would it be that police responding to a terrorist attack would have to undress at some point during the terrorist event and then redress? I can't explain this, and I'm sure the mainstream media will never ask the London police to explain this. So I ask you, dear viewer, please explain what's going on in this clip as these police stop to change their clothes in London during the attack on June 3rd, 2017. Undressing down to their underwear in the street. Now, I guess you can label SGT report as being fake news for asking questions that CNN won't, but why won't CNN, why won't the British press, the Telegraph, the Guardian, why won't they address the fact that this police officer just changed his clothes and now he's putting on camo pants, he has a red beard? Why are these police officers undressing down to their underwear on the street? By the way, I think if anybody else did that, they would be arrested for indecent exposure. And there is this alleged police officer wearing camo pants. And now, wait, oh, there he is. What? Who's that? Oh, I guess that's the terrorist with the fake bomb around his waist, right? We've heard that they had bombs around their waists, but they were fake. What's going on here? What is going on here? And the reason I ask is because only we in the alternative media will ask these questions. Only we in the alternative media will try to hold the torch of truth up, to light up the darkness of these lies, of these false flags, of this deceit, this endless deceit. And I know that regardless of what I name this video, it doesn't matter, because it certainly will not be allowed to be monetized by YouTube and the fascists that want to cover up this information. It's high time that humanity knows the truth. The enemies are inevitably and always the bankers and the intelligence agencies that they control. Time and time again. Thanks for watching, and for real news 24/7, visit us at sgtreport.com.
We need to act very fast once we see what is going on. So instead of always being one step behind, we can actually become in a position where we're one step ahead and where we can stop these things from happening.